Hey students, this is Dr. Ong. This is Thursday at 5 p.m. I'm still in the process of doing regrades on your lab exams, but I know that the final exams are going live in a few minutes, or maybe they already have, so I wanted to give you some information about those. So what we have left for the rest of this semester is you have a take-home final that's due a week from today on Thursday, April 30th. And then you have a mini exam about the reproductive system information from lecture. The reproductive system mini exam is going to be Monday. I want to talk about that one first. So that exam is 50 points. It's a pretty short exam, and I think that there's only one free response question in there. The rest of it should not have the kind of problems that you experienced on the lab exam today. The way that I'm going to do that one is it's going to be open all day on Monday, starting at 8 a.m. And you can do it anytime on Monday that suits you up until midnight. I think I've put an hour time block on there, but it really won't take that long. It's not a long exam. And it's going to be focused on three things. So, well, these things. It's going to focus firstly on the timing of different events that I talked about in the lecture sections of things starting with female menstrual cycle and with fetal development up until the end of pregnancy. So there's a question about timing to put things in order. There is a question about matching the structures of the reproductive system with what they actually do. So in those lecture videos, I talked about certain anatomical structures and showed where they are, but I also talked about what they do. So there's a question that has to do with matching the term with the function. There's also a question for you to categorize the types of contraception into what category do they belong in. Are they hormonal? Are they barrier? And so on. So there's a categorizing question. There's also a question that is matching. It's matching terms with their correct description. So it's really like there are two matching questions. And then there are about 16 multiple choice. So it's a short test. An hour is plenty amount of time to take it. You can take it anytime on Monday. But you will need the lecture materials from this section to do that. Now let's talk about the final exam. So I've been giving this style of final exam for several years in A&P2, and students tend to enjoy it. And generally, if you are passing this class by the time you take the final exam, you're going to be okay if you actually try on the final exam and give it a good effort. On these finals, they're based on a disease that affects multiple body systems or multiple organ systems all at the same time. And those organ systems include the ones that we've talked about for A&P2. There's 3 versions of this test. I arranged this so that you and your friends don't get the same version. So I kind of spread them around so that you won't be tempted to cooperate, because about the only thing that you can't do on this exam is cooperate with other people. Don't try it. I've had to give people zeros on this exam last year for unapproved cooperation. So you can use any materials that you have available to you. You have a week to complete the exam, but don't cooperate and don't copy answers from web sources. You can use web sources, notes, textbooks, and you can make these exams as good as you want, but you can't work with other people on them. What else about these exams? They are short answer. They are set up as essay style questions, but you don't need an essay to answer these questions. I do want them in sentence form to answer the questions, but you don't have to have long answers to be good answers. At any time while you're working on these finals, please text me or email me if you have a question or you feel like you don't know where to start. You're mostly going to use what we've learned in class to answer these questions. So for things that I expect that you would have to do research for something that we never talked about in class, I've marked those as a research question. Also, when you see that that your exam has the name of a disease, these are diseases that we did not talk about in class. So don't freak out about that. It's designed that way. They're diseases that we didn't talk about, but the questions are asking about effects on organ systems that we did talk about. So you do have the knowledge that you need to do these exams. You have a week to do them. Please reach out and ask me questions if you need to, and I will get you on the right track. Finally, thank you all so much for your grace and patience with me today during this fiasco, shitty lab exam. I think for some of you it worked okay, but this has kind of been like rough for me. I'm still learning to use Canvas, and I want the exam to be fair and things to work for you. So if you're frustrated about the exam, please reach out, email, text me. I'm still doing regrades, and those are adding a lot of points back. So hang in there. We're almost to the end of this semester, and I want to do everything I can to make it as good as I can for you to learn and be ready for the next steps. So get in touch. I hope y'all are well. And just thank you. We can do this together.